In this video, we're taking a look at Go Collect's hottest comics for the week of June 17th. Looks like Venom is all the rage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle. And in this video, we're taking a look at Go Collect's hottest comics for the week of June 17th. Now, for those who don't know, Go Collect puts out a weekly article that analyzes the hottest selling comic books based on movement and eBay sales data. So like I like to do, it's Monday. Let's take a look at some of the hot books in the market. But before I get into the video, if you guys could drop me a like or a comment or subscribe if you're enjoying the content, help support the channel, do one of those things and hook it up. All right, that said, let's get into the article for today. And of course, I will put a link in the description. This article is always written by Matt Tuck, great contributor to Go Collect. I highly recommend that you go check out the article itself after you watch the video. So let's get into the books here. And like I like to do, I like to kind of start here at the bottom of the article. So let's go down to the number 5 spot. And this one is a very cool one because we've actually already talked about this one in one of these lists just some weeks ago. And this is, of course, X-Men number 2, up 968 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the second appearance of the X-Men. We're talking Professor X. We're talking Cyclops, Beast, Angel, Iceman, Jean Grey, and this also is the first appearance of a character known as the Vanisher. Now, it's really funny because even Matt references this in his article, but this book actually appeared in this list just some weeks ago, and now it's back on the list. So kind of like what you see with some of these hot books, they yo-yo really week to week, they yo-yo up really high, and then they kind of fall out, and then they yo-yo up again, and that's kind of why they end up showing up on this hot list, because this is of course based on movement and sales data of the week. So X-Men number 2, again, a great Silver Age book. And we all know that the blue chip Silver Age books is books like X-Men number 1, Fantastic Four number 1, things like that, belong to the properties we know are coming to the MCU have really been heating up as of late. And for that reason, a lot of these second appearance comic books have sort of been pulled up as a result of that. So in this particular case, X-Men seems to be following that trend where X-Men number 2, a great book still the second appearance of the X-Men, is now starting to get sort of the respect that it deserves. And I made mention in the last video where we talked about this book where, X-Men number 2 felt like it was very undervalued relative to the other sort of top 5 X-Men books because, we have first Blob and first Scarlet Witch and second Magneto and first Asteroid M and first X-Men. So X-Men number 2 has always been sort of the book that kind of went under the radar when it came to the top 5 X-Men books, but it seems to be getting its just due recently here, and that's kind of cool to see. And who knows what we can ever see with the Vanisher. I love that in some of the current comic book storylines, it feels like at least writers like the Donny Cates of the world, and sometimes Hickman does this as well, where he takes those old characters and kind of brings them back into the fold. So maybe we can at some point see the Vanisher come back in some kind of way into the X-Men storyline. You never really know with these sort of things, but pretty cool to see this book once again on the list. And we'll take a look at some of the numbers really quick here. You can see there is 9.8 selling back in July of 2012 around the $220,000 range for FMV. And then here at the bottom, this book hovers around the $500 range. We're talking at the 1.5 level. But again, a very cool book to have and a very cool X-Men key nonetheless. All right, let's move on now to the next pick here. And the next pick is actually going to be Incredible Hulk, number 449, up 972 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of the team known as the Thunderbolts. Now, this has been a book that has been extremely hot over the coming weeks, over the coming months. A lot of people anticipating that we were going to see the Thunderbolts revealed in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but we never really got them. And, there's been speculation that the Thunderbolts are coming in the MCU in some kind of way. But what do we have coming up here on the horizon now? We have Black Widow just 3 weeks away. No, 2 weeks away, excuse me. 2 weeks away, we got Black Widow coming up. That's very exciting. And it could be that we are actually going to finally get the reveal of the Thunderbolts in the MCU. I feel like at this point, even though it is still a rumor, I feel like everyone is willing it. It's like the secret out there. People are just going to make this thing happen. And we think we're going to see it now in the Black Widow movie. And again, I think that because of COVID, there was a lot of rearranging they had to do with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Again, remember we were supposed to get Black Widow last year. So it feels like maybe there at some point was going to be a reveal in Falcon and Winter Soldier with regards to the Thunderbolts, but they had to sort of hide it because they really need that reveal to start in the Black Widow movie. No matter how you slice it, though, it feels like this book is getting hot because people are anticipating this team coming into the MCU, and we might be getting them as soon as 2 weeks from now. So that would be very cool if we did. And if we looked into the fair market value here for this number, we see the 9.8 pushing that $1,000 range. But you can see here, look at these sales: June, May, June. Everybody is gearing up for, the Thunderbolts here in the MCU. Everyone's really excited about this, and it is no doubt going to break the $1,000 range as soon as we get the reveal in the MCU. All right, let's move on now to the next pick here. The next pick is actually going to be Spider-Man Unlimited #1, up 981 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of the character known as Shriek. Now, Shriek is, the psychotic girlfriend, if you will, to the Carnage character. And we all know that Venom 2 is coming out. We got the trailer just the other week. Everyone went crazy for ASM 361. But we also, in that trailer, got a slight tease to the character that is, to the actress that is going to be playing Shriek. So that's got people really excited about this character. Now, it's sort of hard to say whether or not Shriek is going to play a major role in the movie. Is she going to have her own spinoff? Is there going to be a sequel to this? With the Sony books, it's always really hard to understand like what's going to happen with the Sony universe and how long these books are going to remain hot. But for now, Spider-Man Unlimited #1 has got people very, very excited because people are seeing the Shriek character, and it feels like if they're going to continue the storyline, it seems likely that they would do a Venom #3. It seems likely that they would want to continue to build on the characters that they're building in the Sonyverse, and it seems also that the Sony is also kind of related to the MCU, so who knows what the potential is for a character like Shriek. But regardless, there are people out there that see that potential and want to get their hands on this particular book. Another footnote too is that this is actually the first appearance of the mental institution known as Ravencroft, and we all know Ravencroft has played a significant role in the in Marvel Comics many times over in different storylines. There's even a current comic book limited series that came out just the other month. So Ravencroft, very, very cool location within Marvel Comics, and also takes place here in this book. So very cool. Who knows what's going to happen with Venom and Shriek in the movie, but a lot of people excited about the Venom books, and we're going to talk about another one eventually in this list. But we can see here 9.8 selling $180 FMV, and you can see again June, May, June. So again, a book that has gotten very, very hot, pushing those $30 price points if we're talking raws here. So Spider-Man Unlimited #1, third hottest comic of the week. All right, let's go now to the second hottest comic of the week. And the second hottest comic is going to be Something is Killing the Children, Local Comic Shop Day Foil Edition, up 986 spots. All right, well, that was a mouthful. Well, and what is the significance of this? Well, this is the hot Something is Killing the Children James Tynion book that came out just the other year or so, and has absolutely exploded on the market. I mean, everybody who is into comic books right now is specking on Something is Killing the Children, and not even just specking on that. I mean, it's a great read. I was able to pick up the trade and read it myself. I thought James Tynion, everything he does right now is incredible to me. I love his writing style, and Something is Killing the Children is no different in that sense. It's a great series, and one that I think a lot of people, as far as the values of the comic books are concerned, this one has just been going up and up and up. It's crazy what kind of numbers this thing is pulling right now, and I think that's all due to sort of the hype and the speculation that this is eventually going to make its way into some kind of Netflix property or TV show or some kind of thing, and which is funny because this is already rivaling numbers to properties that are actually TV shows right now. That's how that's how hyped people are on this book. And when it comes to what's on this current list, when we're talking about the foil edition, the Local Comic Shop Day edition. Now, again, just to clarify, there are many different prints of this. Print #1 is the one that, of course, is yielding the craziest numbers, and then there's second prints and third prints, and I think there's even up to 6 prints, if I'm not mistaken here, and even those are commanding extremely, extremely high dollar markings. We're talking like hundreds of dollars for even the 6 print or so. There was also a Local Comic Book Shop Day. It was a foil variant. This was one of those books where it's like wasn't that expensive, but already everyone just wants to get their hand on this book in some kind of way, and people are still jumping on this foil variant here. And you can see here, look at this, the 9.8 selling for $150 fair market value back here in this month of June. So definitely a far cry from where it was just like some weeks back, because you could find this this book raw for like the $5-10 range, and now it's commanding such a high price because the series is just that hot that it doesn't matter if it's a second print, if it's a local comic shop, foil edition. Doesn't really matter. Everybody wants their hands on Something is Killing the Children #1, and that is why it is the second hottest comic of the week. All right, let's go on now to the hottest comic of the week, and the hottest comic of the week is Venomlethal Protector #5, up 992 spots. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the first appearance of Phage. This is the first appearance of Riot. This is the first appearance of a bunch of other symbiotes that are connected to the Venom and Carnage sort of storyline here. And of course, Venom #4, Lethal Protector, that was the one that kind of blew up recently. But I think, sort of coming out that those were sort of the cameo appearances. And apparently these are being called the first full appearances of those characters. So Venom #5 has slowly been heating up recently. And what's really interesting to me is that, this Lethal Protector series that came out in 1992, I believe it was, it was always like one that was at the time very, very hot. Like everybody was getting their hands on that sort of beautiful red foil cover book, but ones that were never really attracting much value outside of the fact that people just kind of liked them and they were kind of like 90s nostalgia books. But it feels like now, because of the Venom 2 movie and the Carnage storyline and everything that's happening with Sony, these books have really been heating up recently, especially too that Donny Cates had a great run on Venom. He's going to be ending his run coming up soon, but a lot of people speculating that these characters are important. This sort of origin is important, and therefore these books and this limited series is also very important. So people wanting to get their hands on these symbiotes, because who knows where the Venom story continues. We got the King in Black storyline. It's going to be handed off to a new writing team. But the symbiote story and what's going on with Dylan Brock's character, it feels like that's going to continue in some kind of way, and it feels like we're going to get some kind of storyline with all these various symbiotes continuing on in Marvel Comics, and for that reason people want to get their hands on this book. And as we dig into the numbers here, you can see 9.8 hitting that $100 range here in June of 2021. We'll see how far that goes up as the days go by and as we get closer to Venom #2. We'll see what happens with that number. And here at the low end, this is a book that I see being sold on eBay around that $20-25 range or so, depending on what kind of deal you can find. But regardless, Venomlethal Protector #5, up 992 spots, hottest comics for the week of June 17th. Well, that is all I have for this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any of these books? I'm one who has always been keeping an eye out for that first appearance of the Thunderbolts. I've never come across it. I've been tempted to purchase it on eBay a couple times here and there, but I like to find my books in the wild, hoping that I can find, good deals. But it's a book that I've actually just never seen in an LCS. I mean, I know a lot of you guys, I'm sure out there have got your hands on it, but it's just one that I never came across. So one that I would still love to get. I got 2 weeks left before Black Widow, so who knows? Maybe I'll find it in a store someday. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Drop me a like, comment, subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and I will see you in the next video.